Okay, so hello. I figured since I actually took a shower today and made an attempt to look not like a complete whole bag, that I would do a video. And I've been wanting to do the accent challenge for a long time. I saw it like before Christmas, but I was sick at the time and looked horrible and didn't even sound like myself. But I'm not sick anymore, so check it out. My username and name. My name is Kim, or Kimmy, I guess, whatever you want to call me, really. Um, my username is Smiles versus Smirks. Where I'm from, I grew up outside of Louisville, Kentucky, or Louisville as most people call it, but people from Louisville call it Louisville. It's the northwestern part of the state of Kentucky in the United States of America. But I currently reside in Nashville, Tennessee, and I've lived a couple other places in between. Pronounce the following words: ant, roof, root, or route. It really depends. I would say Route 66, but I would say what's the best route to get somewhere? So, whichever. Theater, iron, salmon, caramel. I say both. I really fly by the seat of my pants. Fire, water, New Orleans, pecan, both, again. Probably Alabama, lawyer, coupon, mayonnaise, pajamas, caught, naturally, aluminum, GIF, Tumblr, Cracker Jack, doorknob, envelope, GPOY. Could you make this picture of yourself? What's it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? TPing a house? I really don't know what else you would call that other than like vandalism. Like level 1 mischief, mayhem. What's a bubbly carbonated drink? I usually say soda. Growing up, I called most things Coke. I lived in Chicago when I was in college, and there it's like this huge debate, soda versus pop. So I mean, I say soda and pop and Coke, and it really just depends. But usually, I think I say soda more than anything. I don't think about it that much. What do you call gym shoes? I call my gym shoes sneakers or tennis shoes, even though I'm not playing tennis in them, obviously. Because look at my fabulous tennis body. But no, I call them sneakers or tennis shoes. What do you call your grandparents? I call my grandparents Mama and Papa. I had another grandma, they called her Grandma Gina, but I mean, Grandma, but it was just the one. But mostly Mama and Papa. What do you call the wheel contraption in which you carry groceries? A cart? I don't. What other name would there be for that? I'm now curious. I feel like I should Google it and see what they call it in Europe because I don't know what else you would call it other than a cart. What's the thing you change the TV channel with? A remote? Choose a book and read a passage from it. Okay. I thought about this, and I know Tumblr is bananas for John Green, and I do have a couple of his books, but I'm not going to read from that. I'm going to read from this book that I read more than a few years ago in college by Chuck Klosterman, who was actually really popular at the time but kind of died out. But it's a book called Killing Yourself to Live, and he goes on this journey to places where these famous musicians have died, most of them in the prime of their life. But it's also like a story about his dating life, and so they kind of intertwine in this really great way. But anyway, it's a really good book. If you haven't read it, read it. He also has a lot of other great books. Okay. Excuse me. We all have the potential to fall in love 1,000 times in our lifetime. It's easy. The first girl I ever loved was someone I knew in 6th grade. Her name was Missy. We talked about horses. The last girl I love will be someone I haven't even met yet, probably. They all count, but there are certain people you love who do something else. They define how you classify what love is supposed to feel like. These are the most important people in your life, and you'll probably meet maybe 4 or 5 of these people over the span of 80 years. But there's still one more tier to all this. There's always one person you love who becomes that definition. It usually happens retrospectively, but it happens eventually. This is a person who unknowingly sets the template for what you will always love about other people, even if some of these lovable qualities are self-destructive and unreasonable. The person who defines your understanding of love is not inherently different than anyone else, and they're often just the person you happen to meet the first time you really, really want to love someone, but that person still wins. They win, and you lose because for the rest of your life, they will control how you feel about everyone else. So yeah, that's Chuck Klosterman. Super accurate, I think. Anyway, next question. Do you think you have an accent? I have a little bit of a lisp. Does that count? I have a cleft palate, so my voice is a little bit nasal and lispy, but yeah. I took speech therapy classes until I was like 8 years old so that I could learn how to pronounce S's and play Hi Ho Cheerio instead of going to class. I don't know what the point of that was. But that mostly beat out a lot of the southern accent that my parents have. I'm sure it comes out in certain words. If I went somewhere like Europe or the western coast of the United States, that they would think I have one, at least a little bit of one. But I think for the most part, I have like a generic American, sort of Midwest-ish, non-accent accent. Would I be a wizard or a vampire? Wizard, duh. Who picks vampire? Who says they would want to be a vampire when they have wizard as an option? I want to meet this person so that I can slap the stupid out of them. Because what are the benefits as a vampire? I live forever. Okay, now everyone I know and love is dead. I like to make new friends like every 80 years, or like not make friends, because who wants to be friends with someone who wants to suck their blood and turn them into an undead being? No one. I can fly, but only when I'm a bat. I never get to go out during the daylight, which sucks. I'm a night owl, obviously. I'm up all the time, late at night, but I would miss sunshine. And, like, you need sunshine to, like, vitamin D and feel good and happy, unless, you want to be unhappy, which so maybe goth kids want to be vampires. Pale doesn't look good on everyone, too, and who wants to sleep in a coffin? That doesn't sound comfortable. No. So wizard, definitely. Anything someone could think of that you could benefit from as a vampire, I'm sure you could do as a wizard. They have like the Nicholas Flamel thing for anti-aging, so I could be old if I wanted to be old and live forever. And so many awesome things you can do as a wizard, obviously. Also, Hufflepuff is where it's at. Do you know anyone on Tumblr in real life? I have a couple friends on Tumblr that I knew prior to adding them. And then I have a couple people that I met in real life after I added them on Tumblr. So both. And now I post by saying any 3 words that I want. I tend to like words that are really fun to say that like fit in your mouth in a funny way. Words like plethora and judicious and vigilante. So yeah, those are 3 words. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat some chili and set my mouth on fire, which will be awesome and delicious. And I'm also probably gonna do some knitting because apparently I'm secretly an 80-year-old woman. Peace out.